Hi there. It's Tuesday afternoon. I'm Thirsty Tim, so it must be time for Tuesday afternoon with Thrifty Tim. I don't know where Sir James is at, and Durgan usually comes on a little later. I talked with Calvin the other day, and he said he might pop on some today. Pretty much in just peanut gallery, but he'll be coming on. So there hasn't been much new for me lately. It's starting to get colder. Coming uh, uh, I think it's Friday night. Hi, old radios. Oh yeah, that sounds nice. A 67 Magnavox stereo. Okay, and yeah, I think probably the oldest thing my stereo is receiver. It's older JVC one. So yeah, yeah. So far I'm flying solo. Hopefully, James will be on soon. Oh, here he comes.
Hey, how's it going?
And it looks like I'm going to have to reload it because don't see you on here.
All right, reload yourself. So, how's everybody doing today? I forgot we're live and I'm just sitting here staring at the screen. Hey, old radio, it's nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Tim,
I
you can see me now?
Yeah.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. So, I just got a message from Jorgen. He's going to be a little late. He's eating and he's got to throw some laundry in, but he'll be here.
Uh, Calvin might try coming on into the peanut gallery some today too.
Oh,
He has
yeah.
a job interview tomorrow, so
Ah.
let's hope the best for him.
Oh yes, definitely. Let's hope everything works out for him because we only want the best for him.
Hi, Mike. I'm here.
So, did you hear the sad news? Loretta Lynn died.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I just found that out this morning.
Okay.
I forget who told me, but yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, and I have a lot of Loretta Lynn stuff in my collection. If you had noticed.
Well, we should give her a little tribute today.
Yeah. Well, I'd have to go digging into my stuff and to find them. So.
Hold on, let me grab a beer. Just a second.
Okay. Mike, I know what you're talking about. I'm retired because of health problems. So my neurologist front on it. Yep. James has to have his beer by him when he's on here. So. You hear him opening it. And of course, James is here in his man cave again.
I'm back.
Yep, you're back and in your man cave.
Yep, I've got movies, but I can't really show them on here because they're for my daily vlog, which I'm going to be doing later. So that would have defied the purpose. So I'm not going to do that. So you'll just have to wait to see my video later on when I do it. So I was running a little late, so I didn't get a chance to do my daily vlog. So
Yeah,
yeah.
old radios put something up, a post up there. Here, I'll do it this way. I think you'd like that.
I found this fake record album called Music for Swinging Mothers, but inside is a round card saying, I got you this album, but couldn't afford the record. Ah,
Uh,
yeah.
Now let's see what.
I worked all my life, and I found out too late I should not have worked full time all those years because of my health. It caused more than harm than good for me to work all full time those full time years. Well, I bet you made some good money doing it.
Yeah, and
Uh,
it's a job that you enjoy doing. That also.
yeah.
Oh, Buster Keaton would have been 127 today. Oh,
Hold on. Getting messages on Messenger. Hold on.
oh,
Everybody so popular today. What's going on?
yep. Uh,
Hold on. Every time I'm on a bloody stream, everybody wants to talk to me at once. It's weird.
no,
Okay, now we're good. Okay.
well, oh,
I
Mike.
gotta tell you guys a funny story.
Well, I was
Uh,
going to respond to Mike's on there.
oh.
I said, I was going to say, yeah, I know what you're talking about with poor pay. Uh,
Mm,
my my son got a job just back in August. He started there, and he's getting paid more than I did when I worked.
mm,
Because he used to work before this. He worked for on trucks, the semi set. He worked for a tire store for them, so he'd actually go out be out on the road all the time.
oh wow.
But now he has a factory job, but he's making more. He's making more at the factory job than he was doing that with the trucks too. So with the tires, so
So my funny story is I was on with Doc on Sunday night because he has his chat party. So we're all there chatting away, and we went for 3 hours and 9 minutes, and then he shuts down the stream. We were still talking for another hour in the private chat.
yeah, that happens at times.
And Robert P didn't even know that we weren't live anymore. It took him maybe 15, 20 minutes to figure that out. But I knew. Hey, Christopher, hello. You're looking good, dude. I saw you on
Hi, Christopher.
Morgan's video because they were both at the record fair this weekend.
Hmm.
Christopher and Jorgen.
Okay. So,
Christopher, I heard you had a booth there that you were selling some stuff.
did you get some good finds there, Christopher?
Hmm. Yeah, did you get anything decent?
Okay. So,
He met Jorgen, yes.
yeah. Ooh. See what radio's goal is for in 2023 to get and 1890 sets in our graphophone.
All right, who here wants to see some colored vinyl? I'm going to show you something really cool, Tim.
Okay.
Thank God I got my thing right next to me here. Just got to find it. And no, that's... That's provided I don't fall off my chair. Here we go. We have Give Me Some Truth.
Oh, better make you big.
Yep. There's more tracks on the actual box set than this one has, but I have both this and JJ sent me this album, but I also have the box set here.
So did you just recently get that from JJ, or when did you get it?
Oh, a month back. And here's the colored vinyl, nice blue. Isn't that pretty?
Mm-hmm.
So it seems lighter when I look at it at this end, but when I show it into the camera, it's a lot bluer looking. But it's a pretty color. I haven't heard from him, Mike. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and Calvin said he hasn't either.
Wait, that should be here. All right, let's put this back. And I might as well show you the box set while I'm up here. I've shown you that. Now I'll show you the box set if I don't fall off my chair. I'm trying to lean over, and this is not a good idea. Okay, I made it. I didn't fall. So here's the box set.
Okay.
As you can see, there's a lot more tracks on here than that one has.
Yeah.
And so you get... Let me take this out. Everything will balance. Okay, you get this. Okay. Okay, now everything's falling out. Got a poster here. Hold on. I forgot all this stuff was in here. So let me get that all organized here. So you got your CDs and your Blu-ray. That's pretty cool. Got that. Then you get a postcard. Right in for peace. And then you get this.
Okay.
John Lennon. I am returning this MBE in protest against Britain's involvement in the Nigeria Biafra thing, against our support of America in Vietnam, and against cold turkey slipping down the charts. That's John for you. And then you get this little sticker. Give Me Some Truth. And this poster, which I'm not going to open because it's too big. And then you get this book. And it's got all the nice pictures in here. And here he's singing Come Together Live. But I'm not going to go through the book because I don't want to bend it. So you can make me small while I put this away.
Okay. I'll show what I've been spinning.
All right.
Because I haven't bought anything for a while. I told my wife I won't buy any more record cert books for the rest of this year. Okay, the first one here is John Stewart, Wingless Angels. He used to be part of the Kingston Trio, and then he went solo, and didn't like 78, 79, he had a hit with the song Gold, where some of the members of Fleetwood Mac backed him up on it.
Oh, cool.
And, but he didn't have any hits off this one, but I like his music. So when I come across this album, I pick it up. Okay, this one's Gordon Lightfoot. I was sent this from a friend on YouTube. Her friend's name is think it's Orchid Aftermath or something like that. Well, anyway, he sent me this one because he knows I like Gordon Lightfoot. Okay, on most of them, pressings you find it's usually uh, if you could read my mind, because after that song started being played on radio, they changed the title of the album. But you notice on this one, "Sit Down, Young Stranger." This was only like the first pressing or two that had that title on it.
Man, look at how young he was there.
Yeah, it's from like around 1970, 71, somewhere in there.
Just a spring chicken.
Yeah, and he's still going at it. He's
Oh, yeah.
still doing tours. So, okay, here's another one that's interesting. Okay, this is John Baldry, or people know him as Long John Baldry also. This is when he was trying to make a comeback in the early 70s. There were two records that he did that. This is from 72. What's interesting about this album is on side one, it's produced by Elton John. Side two is produced by Rod Stewart.
Oh, wow. Two
And
legends.
What's that?
Two legends.
Yeah, well, John Baldry helped them get going in their careers. So,
Hi, Happy.
and he didn't have any hits off here, but he does some good covers like "Wild Mountain Time" I really liked, and "Iko he does on here, and those were both on the side that Elton John produced. But I like the album altogether.
I like that cover with him and being the Mad Hatter.
Yeah. Okay, and this is Joan Baez. Diamond.
I love her.
This is
Good.
probably her most known album, and she does a title track on here. Then she does a cover of Jackson Brown's "Fountain of Sorrow," and one written by Stevie Wonder and Sarita Wright, which is "Ever Dreamed You'd Leave in Summer." She does a cover of Bob Dylan's "Simple Twist of Fate." See, they had been a night for a while, but in this song, in that song, she does her Bob Dylan imitation, and I did a good laugh from that. Then on the second side, she does a cover of the Allman Brothers' "Blue Sky," and she finishes it off with I Dream of Jeannie and Danny Boy.
Ooh. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling.
Okay, and I know most people around my age will probably have had this album sometime in their lifetime. Get the
Dun,
Knack.
dun, 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 dun. My Sharona.
Yep, that of course that song's on here, and Good Girls Don't is also on here. So yeah, it's a pretty good album. It's from like 79. Oh,
Yeah.
let's just try and see the name. Is that Coxwell Sparkles or something like
Yeah,
that?
that's my friend Abigail.
Oh, okay. Okay, this is from 79. This is Man for Man Surf Band. The album is it's, Angel Station. And hit off of this one is "You Ain't So You" that I really like. See, when I find when I'm digging and I come across man for man album that you don't have, I'll get it because he's from the band.
The only one I really know from Manfred Mann is "Do What Diddy Diddy."
Yeah, you might also remember. Shoot,
Hey, Dave.
there's a couple like. I can't remember the names of them because he had some big hits in the 70s.
Barry Manilow.
This is Barry Manilow even now. I think I showed this one. I have more than one copy of it that says like Copacabana on it, and uh, even now.
You must have different pressings of it.
Well, some I had picked up, and others people had given me. And this here sticks at the Serpent is Rising. This is from their Wooden Nickel years, and they didn't have any hits on here, but there's a song on here that's the last song on side one called "As Bad as This." It's has over 6 minute song, but the thing about that song is in the middle of it, all of a sudden they start with another song like a reggae type song called "Plexiglass Toilet."
Plexiglass toilet? Oh my god.
Yeah, well, that's where that know what I'm talking about. And then at the end of it, they believe it or not, this is just like four or five, like five guys. They do the Hallelujah chorus.
Hallelujah, chorus by Styx. Oh my god, that I gotta hear. That sounds interesting.
Oh, here's another Man for Man. Yeah, this one has this song on it. It's "Blind by the Light." I was going to say you probably heard.
Of course, I know that song, and Bruce
Yeah.
Springsteen wrote it.
Yep.
But I've never heard Bruce Springsteen sing it. Why is that a tongue twister to me?
Yeah. Okay, here's one that Doc would like.
Oh, for sure.
Live Garrett.
At least I think he would.
Same goes for you. This isn't the one that he had his hits on. It's but I had come across it, and the price was pretty good. 25 cents.
Hey, that's a bargain.
Yeah. He does do cover up if I were a carpenter and kicks on here. Does pretty good doing on kicks.
I remember my cousin Bonnie and Debbie had posters on their wall of Leif Garrett.
Next up, Klaatu, a Canadian band.
Now, a lot of people say that this band sounds like the Beatles. Is that true?
I don't really think so. They had some that sound familiar or sound similar to it. But this song has a song that wasn't a hit for them really, but was a hit for the Carpenters because Richard Carpenter liked this group and he wanted to do that song. The song is "Calling Occupants of Interplanetary Craft."
Oh, I know that song.
Okay. So, but I like this song. This one was a blind buy when I first got it as a teenager back in the 70s. Okay, Pablo Cruz, "A Place in the Sun." Like that on this one, it has "What You Gonna Do" on here, and that's probably the main one that you'll recognize off it.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I think. I hope I got that right.
Okay, this is Journey Infinity. This one has Wheel in the Sky on it. Okay. And Lights is on here. Well, Feeling That Way is pretty good on it. Okay, this one. This is a group, uh, a certain group that was popular in the 70s that they decided to try, they're trying to uh, go disco, but it's a failure. This album is one. It's Osmonds, and it's called Stepping Out.
Ooh, I love the Osmonds.
They're not too good at disco.
No, they should leave disco to the Bee Gees because the Bee Gees were good. Yeah, I know disco sucks, Mike, but I think the Bee Gees had some good hits. And
Yeah,
I'm a Bee Gees fan and proud of it.
Well, Mike, I used to not like disco either until they came out with until rap and hip hop got popular, and I could stand listening to disco a lot more than that stuff. Okay, here's a band from Chicago. They didn't really have any hits. This is like their second or third album. The name of the band is The Flock, and the album title is Dinosaur Swamp.
Ooh, those were pterodactyls.
Yeah, but on this, but like if you remember it, they have a cello or violin in the band and stuff, and some horns and stuff. Their music's pretty good. If you've ever come across any of theirs, I'd say get it if it's for a good price. Here's another Canadian group. They're going by BTO on this one. It was after Randy Bachman had left to pursue other projects, and this is Rock and Roll Nights, and that song's not bad. I think the one I like best on here is Amelia Earhart.
That's an interesting cover.
Okay, this one is Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and
I like that band.
That album is Trilogy, and so you should also do it like this.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
And this is the one where they do the song From the Beginning. Which I really
Do they have the song "Oh Ho Say the V"?
Not on this one, no. Okay, this one is a band a lot of people probably haven't heard. It's called Star Castle.
Oh, I like that cover.
The interesting about this one is the lead singer on it. He had Terry Luttrell. He was the lead singer on REO Speedwagon's first one or two albums. And this is pretty much more like prog rock.
Oh, I've never heard of that band before.
Okay, here's some Lil Kottke. Did some good guitar solos.
Mm-mm.
That guitar is pretty good. Okay, this is Harry Chapin.
Of course, I know him.
Under LT Kingdom Come, he didn't have any hits off this album, but still good album. I like his music anyway. This one is an album that he's out for the picture on today. This is Dave Edmunds, Repeat When Necessary. he didn't really have any hits off here, but he did a couple songs like I'm doing. Like he does Girls Talk, which was written by Elvis Costello. And he does a cover of Queen of Hearts. And he does Bad is Bad, which was written by Huey Lewis, and Huey plays a harmonica on here with this. And on the bass on this album, it's Nick Lowe, like his partner in Rock Pile and stuff. So it's a good album throughout. Okay, and here's one that most people have. The Allman Brothers at Fillmore East. So it's a TLP live album.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I know Jorgen has an Allman Brothers album.
And the last one I have here is Balls of Fire, Black Oak, Arkansas. I have. I listened to more than that, but other ones I listen to are on another shelf, so just getting to them.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So I'll make myself smile again, and okay. Oh yeah, that it is, Mike. And yeah, I thought old radios. I hear you knocking. It's a good song. Okay. Yeah, Dave, you're right. Oh, old radios you got? Yeah, I have their album also. I really like it. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I think I got caught up on the peanut gallery stuff. I'm just reading more that's coming up now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find out how Loretta Lynn died.
Oh, okay.
And I can read it to us.
Okay.
Yeah, place of death, Hurricane Mills, Tennessee, United States. It didn't say much. She was 90 years old.
So she lived to a good age.
Yeah.
See, my dad will be 89 next month, and my mom will be 88 next month.
Oh, okay, here it is. She was 90. Her family said in a statement that she died in her sleep at her ranch, which had turned Hurricane Mills about 70 miles west of Nashville into a tourist destination. Miss Lynn built her stardom not only on her music, but also on her image as a symbol of rural pride and determination.
And
what a great woman she was.
Crystal Gale's her sister.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that. I thought they were a whole different person.
Yeah, they're sisters.
Oh, wow. Dang. That's pretty cool. What's your favorite Loretta Lynn song?
I don't know. That I like a lot of her songs. So you probably haven't even heard of.
I love. I know one of her songs, "Coal Miner's Daughter."
Yeah.
That was also a movie with Sissy Spacek, who played Loretta Lynn, and
Yep.
Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah, Naomi Judd died. Yeah.
Oh, so like said, he has about two from her. Oh, Naomi Judd died too, huh?
Yeah, that was a couple months back, I think, or maybe a year or two ago.
So. Yes, Yes, Old Radio's Fifth City. I don't have that down, but I do have the song on on a compilation. Might be on a CD compilation I have.
Uh,
Okay.
hey, Scott, dog. No news on JJ yet. Don't know what happened. I
Uh,
wish I knew. Have you heard from him, Tim?
no, I haven't, and Kelvin hasn't either. Hi, Scott Dog.
I'm 90 minutes east of Nashville. I'm going there this Saturday for my first record show in a long time. Oh, cool, Mike. Hope you film it.
Yeah, hopefully you'll get some good finds there.
Yeah, and if they have a Beatles section, film it so I can see Beatles and some Elvis, because you know I love that. And John Lennon, of course. Don't you love JJ's phone number? Yeah, I have it. I could, but I don't know if he'll call me back because I live in Canada, so it's going to cost me a lot to call to the States. Unless somebody calls him for me, that way I don't have to pay the charges, and that'll be a little problem. Oh, you like
Oh,
well, my friend Abby, whose cock so sparkles, she says I've been listening to country music lately. Who have you been listening to, Abby? Let us know in the comments below. There are other bands than the Beatles. Yeah, I love other bands than the Beatles, Christopher, but they're my number one band in my life because they got me through high school. I was bullied a lot in high school, and I go home and I play the Beatles, and they were like my best friends I ever had. They got me through a lot of hard times. That's why they're special to me. They hold a special place in my heart that way. Oh, Velvet Underground are good. Strawberry Alarm Clock, yeah.
well, Christopher, my favorite band are the Moody Blues. So,
Oh yeah, Nights in White Satin, never reaching the
well,
end.
they also the name of this of my stream is named after them. Tuesday Afternoon, which was a hit for them off that same album.
Yeah, Tuesday afternoon. I love the part where the bass comes in and piano down, 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 down.
Yep. Well, yeah, Mike, I saw Alice Cooper in concert back in 2018. I'd like to find some more in this Yvonne. I might have one of his albums, but that's about it. They're harder to find. Uh, I don't have any Sly and the Family Stone except for one song on compilation. Like to find like their greatest hits, and I have a few ZZ Top albums.
Oh yeah, Incense and Peppermints, great song. Okay, here's one from my friend Abby. She says, "Country Western star." She says, "I've been listening to Brett Young. You familiar with him, Tim?"
No, I'm not. Is he a newer country artist? See, with me, it's I listen to mainly classic country.
Uh, well, I know one of my favorite, my best friend from home, Alan. He loved Glenn Campbell.
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of Glenn Campbell stuff because I like him too.
Like Rhinestone Cowboy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, your brother was a bass player for Sly and the Family Stone. Oh man.
Wow.
Uh, okay, Larry Graham. Yeah, I'd like to find Sly and the Family Stone's greatest hits because they had some good ones.
Yeah, isn't Marilyn McCoo in that band? I
Now,
think.
I think it was Fifth Dimension that you was in.
Oh yeah, Fifth Dimension. Yes, because I like their song "Different Strokes for Different Folks," and so on and so on, and Scooby Dooby Doo. Ah, Christopher, you could have been in Europe. That would have been awesome, man. You could have. Did you meet the band? That's pretty cool, man. Later in his career, Prince became a brother of mine as well. And how was that, Mike? How did Prince become a brother of yours? Please elaborate on that. Okay, Tim, I don't know if I've asked you this question before, but what was the very first album as a kid that you ever bought with your own money? That
I
you
can't remember. Remember, I'm 62, almost 63, and because what it might be, it might have been one of those like the RCA ones, or you get 9 albums for a penny or a nickel or whatever for the club, and didn't sell on that. I got a bunch of greatest hits ones. Or another early one I got was Chicago 8 by Best Friend and I. Went to Target one day after school together because it was on our walk home. And we both got the album Chicago 8.
Oh, wow.
I still have the album. I still have the iron on patch that was with it, but I don't have the poster that was with it.
Nice, nice.
So
does it still play well?
Yeah. And that's still one of my favorite Chicago albums.
Cool.
That's the one with Harry Truman and Old Days on it.
Ah. Wow. Well, the first record album I ever got, well, not with my own money, but my dad bought it for me, was 50 Million Elvis Fans Can't Be Wrong, Elvis Golden Records, Volume 2, where he's in the gold lame suit all over the cover. That was the first.
That box set, I have it. But I have mine's a mono pressing of it.
I think I had the stereo one, and when I heard I Need Your Love Tonight for the first time, I was hooked. I was like, okay, I want more of this Elvis guy. And I was like 8 years old. And I just fell in love with Elvis. And I was like, yes, I want more.
Yeah. So I like Elvis, and I kept his stuff up when I can find it within my price range.
And now you have to pay through the nose for records. They're not cheap. They were back in the day. First vinyl I bought was a Christmas record from Goodwill when I was 12. Wow. What about you, Mike Precode? What was your first album you ever got as a kid? With your own money? For me, I can't remember what I bought.
But Mike might be like me. He's a little older than I am, so.
I didn't care for Elvis.
Like I said, Mike.
I didn't care for Elvis after the 50s, and I found later he tried to get Tricky Dicky to mold him a DEA agent so he could get the Beatles kicked out of the country. Oh, man. Hard to remember. Wow. I would often buy records with Christmas and birthday money. Well, yeah, most people did back in the day. I've been listening to different country singers. I've been into them. Same as my friend Cody. Oh, cool. That's nice, Abby. Okay, when she spells things wrong, I know how she types. I know what she's saying.
Yeah. We all have typos when we try typing them in fast.
Yeah, I know she doesn't spell things right, but I know what she means. She's one of my good friends.
Okay.
And she wanted to join us because she said she always likes when I'm live with someone. She wants to come meet people. See, Abby, you're going to get a lesson today in music. You're going to learn about different bands and stuff, and you're going to start falling in love with new things that you've never listened to before. It's going to be a very, very wonderful thing for you today. So I hope you have fun with us.
Yeah, Mike, I used to have the Grand Funk's live album. This was before I went into the Air Force, and but after I went into when I was in the Air Force, my parents divorced, and my mom got remarried, and to a guy she was married with for too long, but his kids had destroyed most of my records that I had
Oh,
before I went in. So my sister managed to salvage some of them for me. But that one wasn't one of them. I do have several Grand Funk records in my collection, albums in my collection.
yeah. The first time I got the Imagine album, it was on cassette. I have Silver Apple's original pressing. Ooh, I've never heard of that band before, Christopher. What kind of rock? What kind of genre is it? Are you familiar with the Silver Apples, Tim?
I've heard of them, and yeah, Mike, that album the is one that got where an American band that became popular, and
Okay, good question for you. Now, do you prefer Robbie Robertson when he was in the band or when he was solo?
with me, it's both. I have a solo album of his first solo album from back in the '80s, and I liked him in the band also.
Wasn't that the song he did, The Crazy River or something? You know the one I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, that's on it. That was a hit from it, but another song that was on it that he wrote it. It was a hit for like Rod Stewart in the '90s. The name of the song is Broken Arrow.
Oh, yeah. Broken Arrow. I remember that song.
Yeah, see, Robbie Robertson wrote that song.
Ah. How long were the band together?
I'm not really sure. Uh, okay.
But I really like that concert movie they did. Ringo was there and a lot of other people.
Yeah.
I forget the name of it.
Oh, talking about the last waltz.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, really great movie. Or would you say documentary or concert film?
Yeah, something like that.
Wow, that's a long time, Abby, that you known your friend Cody. Sweet. Tim, do you have any Partridge Family albums?
Yeah, I do. I can't get to them right now.
Well, if you're feeling good next Tuesday, get them out so we can so you, me, and Jorgen can show them up on the screen because that's what we do on Docs. We all
Yeah,
show
I know.
our albums.
Well, I was the one that Docs. Sometimes so they do that. They pull out an Osmond's one, so he accepted that. Those too.
No Putrid Family, Mike. It's tradition on Docs. We have to show the Partridge Family. It's our thing. That's what we do. I have two of them.
I have more than two.
Ooh, you got more than what I've got. I've only got two of them.
I have like 4 or 5 of them.
Wow, that's a lot. Were they a real band or just for the show?
Just for the show, but David Cassidy did do the singing. They weren't going to have him do it at first. Well, when they first started off, they didn't have him singing even on it until Shirley Jones told him that he can sing.
Yeah. Doesn't he have a brother, Sean, or something?
Yeah, I have like 3 of Sean's albums also, 3 or 4 of them.
Oh, they basically turned on Robbie Robertson's mic during the last Waltz concert. Another thing they did was blot out the cocaine that was on Neil Young's nose when he came out to play. Wow. Oh, Jorgen's here. Put the link out.
Okay, Jorgen.
Jorgen, get your butt up here with us. Then he can tell you about his adventures at the record thingy.
Maybe shows his pickups.
Oh yeah. If you haven't watched the video already, I did.
I haven't.
Then you'll see him with Christopher. Only the butt? No, your whole body.
No, don't moon us.
Don't moon us. Your whole body. You know what I mean, Jorgen. I'm just teasing you. do 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 do. Yeah, so this is my second week down here in my man cave. Feels
Okay.
weird being back here. But I'm happy. Tim, if you're live next Tuesday, I'll show the records I've got in the week leading up to that. Okay?
Okay.
That's what Mike says. All right, Mike.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
Dave, I didn't make it on to Matt Sand's auction. So did you get any, or that's Dave, did you get it? Some good ones from it?
James, how did you get the chair downstairs? Oh, my friend lifted it down for me because it was heavy. And with my back, I would have fallen down the stairs with the damn thing. Blink twice if they've locked you up in the basement, James. I'm good. I'm good, Christopher. It's all good. It's all good.
He's in his man cave just like I'm in my man cave.
Yep.
Mine's full of music and books, and then I also have of course, my cereal in here, and the monitor I use for my desktop computer is actually TV, so I have the Roku connected to that, and
Nice.
so
well, the last movie that I watched was Hocus Pocus 2 on Disney Plus with Bette Midler, and
Yep.
I have to say I was really impressed with it.
my mom, or don't mean my mom, my wife watched it. Hey, Jordan.
Good morning.
Morgan.
Good evening.
Whoa.
I'm trying to have some that looks like there's some kind of a light here.
Don't knock it over.
Just so we're not blinded by the light.
Blinded by the light.
So how are you doing today, Jorgen?
Good. So yes, there were a record fair. I have tons of record to show, to be honest, not only from the record fair. So should we start right away? Hi, Danny.
Yeah.
Hey, Danny.
Yeah,
Yes,
good. And heard that Chris was at that you two met there.
We can save the record fair for last. I was actually at first. I have
See you later, Mike.
Pickups from my bye, Mike.
See you, Mike. Thank you.
First, I have some pickups from some visit at the Fritz store. Some jazz.
Okay.
This is 40s recordings, so this is going to be very interesting. Cody Williams, most famous for being one of Duke Ellington's men. We have some very early jazz. This is Johnny Dodds, clarinetist. You see the years 23 to 29.
Okay.
Johnny Dodds was one of the members of Louis Armstrong's Hot Five, the first version.
Okay.
So this is really early jazz. Some interesting odd session here, so I got really interested in it. So and have some Roy Eldridge, Little Jazz. This is his 50 periods releases on Verve. This is the
Nice.
best that he did on Verve in the 50s.
Okay.
Really nice shining copy.
Yeah.
Then I went to my record store, our record store here in Sundsvall, not my personal, but they actually had the cheapest records that they had. They gave away for free this time.
Oh.
So I picked up some really interesting free stuff. First of all, the New Seekers.
Okay. Yeah, I have one of their albums. It's not that one, but
yeah, New Colors from 1971. And this one I was very happy because I buy a lot of Dr. Hook. Try to buy it when I find it. And
that sounds like me. I like Dr. Hook also.
I didn't have this. Belly Up.
Yeah. Yeah, I have that one. The one I have is like Taiwan pressing or something like that.
And Dr. Hook, this one, I actually wanted to have, and I got it for free.
Yeah, and I like that one. It's one of their earlier ones, and it's good.
That's a real bargain if it's free.
And I also have some 7 inches also that I picked up for free. No usual Osmonds fan, but I felt like for free I could give it a shot anyway. Down by the Lazy River.
Okay, that's a good song, Down by the Lazy River.
Christopher, are you assuming to Dr. Hook? So yes, I am hooked on that, yes. This is La Belle and Lady Marmalade.
Okay.
That I think is very overrated, but I have the album for it, Nightbirds, and I'm hoping for the B-sides, Space Children.
Okay.
He asking me if I feel a little happiness in the stomach when I get free Dr. Hook albums. Yes, I actually do, because it's not that often I do it. I know that they're unusual cheap, but that is normally the newer stuff from the 70s, which I also like. This is a very early Dr. Hook that I got for free, and I don't think I really wanted to have that one. But I bought this one mostly for the B-side.
Space Children.
Got it. Sorry, I got it.
Hey, Jorge.
Middle of the Road. This was I haven't listened hardly anything to the Middle of the Road, but I've seen this single time and time. So I thought, why not give it a try?
Okay. Hi, Jorge.
So now let's go to a couple of VCLTs when we own the free stuff. VCLTs that I've gotten. I got an VCLT from 2 persons. First from Indie Disc, Craig, that gave me a little stack of records. He got me Stan Getz,
Okay.
Bossa Nova Jazz Masters. I don't have as much Stan Getz with the Gilbertos and in his Bossa Nova days as I should, so this is a great addition. This is German singer that I've talked about many times, Sandra. He sent me a CD single called Johnny Wanna Live, which is a single she released with lyrics that actually is for the Worldwide Life Foundation, WWF, not the Wrestling Federation, but the animal. It's a song about animal cruelty.
Yeah.
He also gave me, while we're on the German stuff, a compilation called Vierten Hits, Neuen Deutsche Welle, which is 2 CD sets with German music from the 80s.
Yeah, I have a record on vinyl that's like German hits from '77, something like that.
So it contains Falco, Nina Peter Schilling. We have some really interesting stuff here. I also got from Indie Disc someone called Gemma Hayes. and I have no idea who it is, but I assume that it is an Irish. As he talked, he wanted to give me some Irish also. Let It Break
Okay.
from 2000 and I think I will send somewhere when it's from. Well, there's sometime down the 2010s, maybe I think it is from. Very interesting. And yesterday, in the mailbox, I got some records from my Norwegian friend again, Kjell.
Ooh.
And of course, naturally, some of them are Norwegian. So this is Norwegian band De Lillos that he has sent me before. We have a Norwegian singer that I actually think is good, Anita Skorgan. Compilation. We have a Norwegian band, 80s band called Boy's Voice. I watched an old TV show on YouTube that this band actually was on, and now all of a sudden it comes down an album with them.
Oh,
Timing is everything.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
And also another Norwegian called Thousand. Call Me Stranger. I think this is kind of a jazz funk.
okay.
80s stuff style. And he also gave me something called Ludvigsen's Hostesaft. I assume that this is some kind of a comedian / and or children stuff. Now something that you might know of for once. A compilation of Gilbert O'Sullivan he gave me.
Okay.
The Barry Westall.
Alone Again, Naturally.
Yeah. I like the title, The Barry Westall. He also gave me Elvis Costello's Mighty Like a Rose.
I might tap that one on CD.
I haven't listened all that much to Elvis Costello, but I thought in my mind that maybe I should start to investigate and try to see if just try to discover Elvis Costello. So this is a step in the right direction. He must have set 6 minds.
I like Elvis Costello. I like his early stuff more than his other stuff, but I haven't listened to much of his newer stuff either. So
this was I was extremely happy for. This is a French new wave band, synth new wave band called Andershin. That they have been there for entire 80s for ages. Still extremely popular in France.
Yeah.
This is a compilation called Unita from the 90s, and I was really happy to get a compilation by Andershin. I have a lot of their I have a lot of their 80s stuff actually, so it's very great to have a compilation by them. He also gave me, for some reason, Paul McCartney compilation series version of Flowers in the Dirt. What I didn't understand is that he has already sent me the original CD version of Flowers in the Dirt, so I didn't understand why he gave me this one.
Oh, that's Paul McCartney.
Yeah. Now we can go to the record fair.
Ha ha ha.
Which was a nice one. They had the metal stuff had been coming big, so there were a lot of expensive metal stuff, and not that much for my musical taste as it's usually are. But I found some really interesting stuff still, and I did meet our friend here, Christopher, and I bought Stanley Clark and George Duke in a collaboration called the Clark Duke Project 2 from 1983. So I will expect that this is extremely funky.
Yeah.
Thad Jones and Mel Lewis. I don't buy 70s jazz all that often, but I like these guys when they are together in a big band. This is going to be very interesting. New Life from 1978, 76.
Okay.
76. We have a more 80s funk soul. This is Freeze. I bought an album with them before called Anti-Freeze. That was really horrible. But that was, I have read a kind of unissued, previously unissued stuff, demos and so on. This is an original called Gonna Get You, and this is the album with IOU, their biggest hit. So this is the last chance for Freeze. Either this is good, and I might find some real more stuff for this.
Yeah. For the photo on that one, reminds me of Electric Light Orchestra, and I can't remember the name of it. I have the album in my collection. It's their third or fourth album.
Yeah. Well, musically, this is far from ELO.
Yeah, I figured that.
John Miles per hour, MMPH. This is an album that I heard some songs from, I think half a year ago, and I really got interested. I was interested before because I liked John Miles. I have a lot of his albums, but especially I got interested in this album. So this is from 1979. One mistake I made, and that was that I bought this. This is a band called Tycoon. It's not Queen, even though it might look like it.
Mm-hmm.
The guy in the mustache, the guy there with the huge one of the mustaches there, where the glance is on there, he looks like Freddie Mercury's baby brother.
He really does, yeah.
He could be, and the guy here with the black leather jacket here could actually have been Brian May's baby brother. But it doesn't sound one bit like Queen. It sounds, it's some kind of 70s AOR. This is a really great album. I heard about them when I did a blind buy on a single by them, and I got interested in the entire album.
I like it when you do a blind buy and it's records you really like. With me, my first one ever was Klaatu, their first album, and then then around 10, 15 years ago, it was the same way with the shoot. No, I can't remember it. Tom McGinnis and well, I showed it last week on my on here. So
I found did that a couple of times when I blind binded a single and managed all of a sudden to find the album. And if it is an ordinary thrift store band, it's not that hard to find both the single and album, I guess. But there was a mistake, not the quality of the album, but I realized then.
Oh, you have two copies of it.
Oh boy.
I got too happy about seeing it, so I forgot that I
well, have a second turntable, have it out in both, and you can say you're listening to Quad.
Yeah. This one, of course, will go to the culling. One of them. The other one will keep. And I found also a 70s early Heart.
Oh, yep, I have that album. That's one with Barracuda on it.
Yep. It also says here.
Well, I wasn't even paying attention to that. See, I've seen them in concert a couple times.
Yeah. Are they any good live?
The first time I saw them, yeah. The second time, not as good. And some of it was because of the big crowd there. We were way back quite a ways. First time I saw them, it was at baseball stadium, and we were sitting out. My brother and I were sitting on around second base. I go, it's sad. So
I normally prefer Cart in the 80s, but I think that I was very curious about this one, so I thought, why not?
yeah, their first album you might like, Dreamboat Danny.
Yeah. And I also found 2 albums that were on my wish list, and both of them were with the same band. This is a band called The Mission, and we're talking a new wave rock, maybe some goth rock style, but I like their their debut album, and this is their follow-up album that I heard stuff from, and I heard a lot of good work for it, so I really wanted to have it, and I got it. So I'm very, very happy for this one. But not only that, at the end when I was going to leave, I also find the Mission's 92 album, Mask.
Oh.
That also were on my wish list from 92. So I was really happy to find both of these with the same band that were on my wish list. 7 Inches, of course. This is Swedish group Orchestra, which even though it says orchestra, only consists at this time by 3 members. But I really like their stuff. I like her voice. I like their lyrics and so on. I didn't know that this was released from a single though. Blood, Sweat and Tears, Save Our Ship and Empty Pages from the No Sweat album from 1973.
Okay, I have that album.
I have that. I have complete Blood, Sweat and Tears albums. I have all of the albums, but 7 Inches I only have Spinning Wheel.
Yeah, I picked up Blood, Sweat and Tears album when I see them in the wild.
Yeah. Original Sin, In Excess.
Okay.
I think it's pretty funny because in '91 when they released their album X, there was an interview with them in Swedish television, and the television presenter showed his very much little knowledge about modern pop music. So he said, and this is the singer Michael Hutton, the singer in the Australian band Inks. Okay, you made you fool out of yourself in front of every young watcher right now. Can you please go to next program? But this is a really great, one of my favorite In Excess songs.
One of your favorite Ink songs?
Pardon?
One of your favorite Ink songs?
One of my favorite Ink songs, yes. They're related to the ink spots. This is Are We Ourselves from 1984 by The Fix.
Okay.
Also a band I like. And it produced by one of my favorite, Rupert Hine.
Okay.
Finally, this one we have seen because Calvin has showed it. And I said that I really want to get a hold of it because I had the part 2 of this series.
Okay.
With my story, he showed this one month ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I was really happy to find it, and now I have bought both part 1 and part 2 of the double EP set. So this is two EPs in one.
But one thing you forgot, Jorgen, when I watched the video, a little thing popped up and it said you already had it.
No, that was wrong. I meant Tycoon then.
Oh, Tycoon. Okay.
The problem is when I'm editing with the program I have is that when you're doing subtitles, if you put something in if you do an edit that you put something in after you have put in a subtitle, the subtitle will move.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
meant Raccoon, not this one. I don't have this one, other than part 2. This contains some of the most ordinary Benny Goodman stuff. Let's Dance, the King Porter stuff, Roland, and so on. Normally, I don't buy that, but I wanted to have part 1 as I have part 2, so I'm very happy to find it.
How many
Yeah.
tracks do you have on that?
4 on each CD, 4 on each album, so total 8.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't bother with editing my videos. I just leave it all together. Don't cut stuff out. And
Yeah, because I do mine through StreamYard, and that's how I do my videos. And you get what you get, you know.
yeah, what I normally use for mine is OBS Studio.
I like to edit actually because I want to. I like the freedom that you have to experiment and do some professional stuff and do some funny stuff with it. It brings out the creativity in you, and that's what I do like. But sometimes I tend to forget that the program I use, VideoPad, isn't that perfect.
Okay.
But I like the creativity and that you get when you're sitting there and editing. You can put in some music if you want to or something. And it will be totally hard for me to do outdoor videos if I didn't edit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then it would be
Wow,
hard.
that was a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very satisfied. So it wasn't my most expensive record fair, and I'm very satisfied with that. But still got home with some good stuff.
Well, now that Jorgen's here, Tim, show him that Allman Brothers live album you have. Because I know you have an Allman Brothers album.
I got this for $1.
Allman Brothers for $1 isn't that bad. That is a bargain, I would think.
Mm-hmm. I would say so.
It's one song by the Allman Brothers band. I don't know that much. I haven't listened hardly that much to Allman Brothers, but it's not one song that I remember from my childhood that with Allman Brothers band. I don't have the tape that I recorded it on here, so I don't remember what title it was, but it was from their live section that was actually really good.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the same album, but
yeah, you have you showed us an album of the Allman Brothers, didn't you, Jorgen?
No, I don't have one.
Oh, I thought you did.
No.
Must be somebody else you're thinking about.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of the album cover, but I can't remember what it looks like now.
See, I had a CD box set of Allman Brothers before I got any of their albums in vinyl. That was I can't remember the name of the set, but it's a 4 CD set of Allman Brothers, and it's pretty good.
The only problem now is to go through all this in order to get the vinyl CD update on my blog in time, and also at the same time do a writing of the record fair on my blog. So I have a whole lot of things to do for my blog now.
So have either of you watched any good movies lately?
No, I haven't. Not all that much. I have a lot of wrestling stuff to go through.
Oh.
I have a lot of prime time that I've found that I'm going to check up on. So I have enough to go through those. A whole lot of with Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon jabbing.
Oh, God, I remember those guys.
With me, I've mainly been binging some TV shows. I finished, got all caught up on like NCIS and NCIS Hawaii. Now the ones I'm binge watching are FBI. See how these are on Paramount Plus. Uh, FBI, Hawaii Five, all the newer ones, and SEAL Team.
Well, I've been binging. I've been recording it off WGN. It's an American station. I've been watching the
Yeah, I know that.
Honeymooners.
They're out of Chicago.
Yeah, I love the Honeymooners with Jackie Gleason, R. Carney. Great show. You ever watch that, Tim?
Yeah, it used to be on MeTV. I've seen that had a lot of those shows. So yeah, like they used to have them on MeTV. I know they trade out with other stations similar to them on like MeTV and stuff. So
I actually found on YouTube a channel that puts up complete episodes of a British crime documentary series called Real Crime, where they do dramatic stuff about real crime and interviews police and so on.
Oh, wow.
I know. I have BritBox and I can watch some stuff like that too. Because I like BritBox because my wife and I like British mysteries and some British comedies.
I remember one I watched on PBS back in the 90s, Little Britain. Do you remember that?
Not really.
Have you ever watched that Irish one there? It's a comedy called Mrs. Brown's Boys.
I've seen some episodes of that.
But one of my favorite British comedies is Faulty Towers, and I love Mr. Bean, Benny Hill, and Keeping Up Appearances with Hyacinth.
Are You Being Served is a hilarious one.
Oh, yeah.
The one that takes place in the department store?
Mm-hmm. I remember one from the 80s. I've only seen, I was a kid and I put it on once just to see what it was about. I found it a little boring, but I'd like to revisit it, called Rumpole of the Bailey.
Okay.
I think it's a British thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so.
I said it before on DocStream, but I'm not that fond of British comedy because many of them are slapstick. I'm not that fond of, but I do like that John Cleese.
Monty Python.
No,
I love Monty Python.
The one I'm having amnesia. The one you mentioned first, James.
Faulty Towers.
Faulty Towers. So, thank you.
Let me get it. I have it.
I have a complete DVD box with all of the Faulty Tower episodes.
Okay. Have you ever seen Red Dawn?
Red
Dawn. It's a British. It's a sci-fi comedy.
I've heard of it.
Have you watched James? Have you watched Red Dawn? Any?
Can't say that I have. Make me big.
Yeah, it's a British sci-fi comedy.
It's on 3 discs, and there's one where Sybil and he are lying in separate beds. She's on the phone. He's reading Jaws by Peter Benchley in his bed, and you hear her going, "I know," and he's getting annoyed. My favorite episode is the Kipper and the Corpse, when they had kippers for dinner. Oh, yours is different. Yours is a different cover than mine.
I showed this one at Docs.
Yeah, I remember that.
This is my complete DVD set with the complete Faulty Towers episodes, including extras. A DVD with extras.
Yeah, mine has extras as well. Interviews with John Cleese, Pernilla Scales, and Andrew Sachs. Director's commentary, a visit to Torquay, home of Faulty Towers, English, French, and German subtitles. A Who's Who's Guide to the Faulty Towers stars, outtakes, and more. Ooh.
Extras, interviews, deleted scenes, biographies, Torquay tourist guide, guest registry, helpful staff, cheap tatty reviews, outtakes.
Wow, that's cool. But mine says www.bbcamerica.com.
And into special features, interviews.
Ah.
So I've heard, if I'm not remember wrong, after John Cleese has done this, he had to go see a shrink because he was so into Basil's character, so he needed to be detoxed.
Jorgen, remember the episode The Germans?
Well,
that one was so fun. The Germans is funny. I love that episode, The Germans. And when you go, and at night when they go into the bar, hello, Major. And the Major's there always having his drink.
I'm going to confess, it is a very long time since I saw 40 Towers now.
And I like the one where Manuel had the builders come, but they put the wall in the wrong place because Manuel doesn't understand English. He's like, ¿qué? Because he's Spanish. Oh,
Yeah.
That episode had me laughing so hard.
I'm going to confess that Faulty Towers is, I think it is the only thing by John Cleese that I actually like, as I'm no fan of Monty Python at all. Oh, it was fun when he was M also in the Bond series, the final Pierce Brosnan movies. But otherwise, I'm no fan of John Cleese other than Faulty Towers.
I can't believe it's the 60th anniversary of Bond.
I believe it.
Hold on. Let me get something. Show you.
Well, from there, from now, I assume that can only get better. Says a lot that I'm no huge fan of Danny Craig series.
Yeah. Well, with me, my favorite Bond movie is On Her Majesty's Secret Service. The guy played Bond, and that was the only movie he was in.
And it's not often you find someone who sees that as his favorite movie.
Well, I know I've come across a lot of people that really like that movie.
I've been stuck with Diamonds Are Forever for some reason. I think that one is my favorite.
And another one I have that I like is Where Eagles Stare. With Clint Eastwood's in it. It's based on an Alistair MacLean book.
Okay.
It takes place during World War II.
I've watched very little Clint Eastwood movies, to be honest.
Sounds like Bruce is really searching back there.
And he's emptying his James Bond Blu-ray set. I'm not going to go search through all of my James Bond because they are spread in so many various formats. I have some DVDs, I have some VHS, I have some recorded from television. I have them all until Casino, but they are so spread in different kind of formats, so it would be impossible.
Okay, make me big. I'm going to show you some stuff. Nope, that's the organ.
Sorry, Jorgen.
Hi.
Okay,
Bye.
Here we go. I'm going to show you my James Bond movies.
I would assume that, yes.
We got Dr. No, with Ursula Andress and Sean Connery.
You know what the movie would be called if Yoko was in there? Dr. Oh No.
Yeah, Dr. Ono, yeah. From Russia with Love. My favorite, Goldfinger. Thunderball. I think she is the hottest babe I've ever seen in my life. Wow.
James, you little rascal, you.
Yeah. You Only Live Twice. This is the first time you see Blofeld. On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
That's my favorite one.
Diamonds are forever, forever.
And that's my favorite one.
Live and Let Die. The lovely Jane Seymour, of course.
Yep.
The Man with the Golden Gun.
Not a bad one, but not the best one.
The Spy Who Loved Me. This is great. The pre-title sequence, when he jumps off with the skis, with the parachute, that was amazing. Moonraker. This was the first Bond film I ever saw in the theater with my dad.
And Mr. Jaws.
I think that one is underrated, actually.
And Jaws was also in The Spy Who Loved Me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is another one I love. For Your Eyes Only.
Oh, yeah. Sheena Easton has sent that theme song for that.
Octopussy. And Roger Moore's last outing as Bond, A View to a Kill. And Grace Jones is in there, as you can see here.
And if I remember right, Duran Duran did the theme song for that, Glenn.
The Living Daylights, Timothy Dalton. I love this movie.
Also a bit underrated.
License to Kill.
That's a cruel one.
GoldenEye, Pierce Brosnan.
With
You're
Swedish Isabella Scorupco.
You're like Boys with Toys. Tomorrow Never Dies.
Also an underrated one.
The World Is Not Enough. Die Another Day.
One of the worst Bond themes.
Casino Royale.
I like the original Casino Royale with Peter Sellers in it.
Quantum of Solace. The shortest Bond film ever. Love this one, Skyfall. Great song by Adele.
Yeah, one of the best Bond themes in the modern time.
Spectre.
I have that one on DVD laying. I need to see it also.
And last but not least, No Time to Die.
I don't know which ones my son has. I know he's a bigger.
Okay, you make me small. Okay, just give me talks amongst yourselves while I put these back on the shelf. I don't want these to fall on the floor. I'll be right back.
Well, I can pick out something.
Hold on.
Are you enjoying yourself on your own?
Well, I started out on my own today because James hadn't come on yet.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now let's see who makes it back first. Okay, who will be ready first of them?
Well, at least I'm here.
Yeah. That's the one good thing because I had just about had to break out in a song and nobody wants to hear me sing.
Well,
Start singing that Race Us On.
you can do some tap dancing.
No, I can't tap dance. You have to remember, I'm on a king, so
Okay.
and the king's up for props. It's yeah. To let all the others watching have Jordan was like picking out some stuff to show, and James was putting out his Bond had DVDs back.
I'm picking up stuff to show, and James picking away stuff they have shown.
Yeah.
Well, I have some stuff to show, but it's not complete. So I can't find right now the other one, but some I can show. But I wait until James comes back. I shown them before, but I felt like in the heat, in the spirit of the moment, why not?
Oh, The Living Daylights. I love the song If There Was a Man.
Yeah, that is.
I love that song.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Oh, Goldfinger.
Goldfinger.
Of course, that one, the theme song's done by Duran Duran.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was growing up in the 90s, and I was passing my after 18. I still loved Duran Duran's theme song. I thought that was the best James Bond theme, and every newspaper went on, "Oh, that is the worst Bond theme ever, because it sounds so 80s." It was in the 90s. You were supposed to hate the 80s.
Okay,
Easton, yes.
You can get that theme song for that one.
For your eyes,
It was Your Eyes, Sheena Easton.
Only for you.
Yep.
Thunderball. Tom Jones.
But when it comes to these kind of soundtracks, I don't see that the most important is. I mean, if I want to have the theme song, I can buy the 7-inch.
You know what's great on that album? That one, Thunderball. I like the instrumental. The
most important with these actually are the instrumentals, because there you get the feeling from the movies more. Because the single, you can hear it to death anyway.
Oh, I love the soundtrack for that. The opening scene. Dan, 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 dan. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. I love that.
And for some reason, I thought it was a good idea to have Louis Armstrong singing the title track.
Yeah.
Octopussy, All Time High. He's the man with the golden gun. Ooh, yeah, nobody does it better.
That Carly Simon doing the theme song.
Yep.
Yep. And I have a compilation also, and I had some that I couldn't find also. So I'm trying to get complete of, well, not complete. I can't spare without those made in the modern day with Dan Craig, but until the final ones with that Pierce Brosnan soundtracks anyway. I'm trying to get complete.
I'm surprised you didn't have for your or uh, well, this is screwing up on me some. It
There's
just goes
one I will not
on my
put in
laptop.
there.
Of
There's
course,
one I will not put in my James Bond collection because to me it's not an official James Bond movie, and that is Never Say Never Again. It came out the same time Octopussy did.
yeah,
It's not bad though. It's an okay movie.
yeah, and I'm surprised you didn't show the one with where Wings does that theme song.
Live and Let Die.
Yep.
I have that one on 7-inch.
Okay.
And that's the guy that did the 7-Up commercials is in there. Ah.
What I find very interesting, I know it sounds morbid, but it's the fantasy they have when they go into eliminate crooks. All the different way that they kill off bad guys in James Bond movie. They have some really great imaginations.
Oh, there's a question for you. There's something for you from Danny, Jorgen.
Yeah, I've heard some songs of it. I can the few songs I've heard, I can actually recommend. It was far better than I could imagine. So I heard some songs from the Fix new album. I think also those I've heard, it's been really, really great.
Okay. The song I'm used to hearing by them is One Thing Leads to Another.
Yeah. You know, I love the beginning of Under Majesty's Secret Service, the pre-title sequence, when he said, "This never happened to the other guy, fella." Remember that?
Yeah.
Then, of course, I had some 7-inches, but it would take me forever to look for all of them in the.
I bet.
I have, of course, then sorted out in the individual artists, not as James Bond the singles. So
Right.
it take eternal to pick out all of them.
So like for Live and Let Die, you'd have to sing all out through probably all the McCartney and had the Wings ones and.
I have it on the Wings compilation I got from Norway, but I have it, as I said, in my 60s, my little 60s 7-inch box in the drawer there.
Okay.
Okay, what line is this from? Do you expect me to talk, Mr. Goldfinger? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Well, as you mentioned the movie right now when you said it, so
yeah, I forgot about that. And that was a real laser. That's when the laser was invented. When the laser's going towards his crotch.
Well, on the Roku channel, they have a live streams on there, sort of like on Pluto TV. They on one of them they've been showing the old Matt Helms film movies with Dean Martin in.
Oh wow! Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so those are I figured those are probably made like to spoof the Bond movies because they were more like comedies.
I love that Louis Armstrong love song there. We have all the time in the world.
Well, it's not a bad song. I don't say that the song is bad. The problem I have is that I have always had a hard time listening to the growling voice of Louis Armstrong. I thought it might make someone else sing it because Louis Armstrong here, it doesn't fit the more sensitive James Bond style.
I thought it was beautifully done. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba. Ba, 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 da, ba, 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 ba.
But as I said, I have a hard time listening to James Bond, to Louis Armstrong's voice singing overall. It's one of the reasons why I don't why I don't buy all that much Louis Armstrong albums, other than his earlier stuff, because there his voice hasn't become that raspy yet.
Okay, here's a little Bond trivia for you. What two Bond films have a chase down a bobsled run?
Has a
Has a chase down a bobsled run.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service is one of them.
Yeah, that's right. What's the second one?
For Your Eyes Only.
That's right. Ding, ding, ding. You got it right. Woohoo. Mm.
The Majesty's Secret Service, Bob, play, isn't that Goldfinger got stuck in the tree, in the branch?
No, Goldfinger is not on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Oh, yes, he is. Isn't that Telly Savalas?
No, that's Blofeld.
Didn't I say Blofeld?
You
No,
said,
you said
Goldfinger.
Oh, sorry. I meant Blofeld. Blofeld got stuck in the branch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that scene.
And I love Blofeld at the beginning of the pre-title sequence for Your Eyes Only. When he sends him down that smokestack thing.
That one.
Mr. Bond!
I wonder if he survived.
I don't think so.
As I said, they have various very imaginative ways of killing off bad guys in Bond movies.
But
Yeah.
I love the parachute scene in Moonraker with Jaws when they're fighting for the parachute. And he lands in the circus tent.
It's been so long since I've seen that one that it's hard to remember.
I like the end when Jaws and that tiny little girlfriend of his are sitting in their space rocket, and he's pouring up a glass of champagne, and you hear him saying with the most strange voice, "Crush," and they crush.
And did you know in Casino Royale, when his Aston Martin flips over seven times,
Which one?
that made the Guinness Book of World Records.
Which one? The original one or Craig David's?
Or Daniel Craig.
Okay.
When the Aston Martin flips over 7 times, it made the Guinness Book of World Records. That it flipped over 7 times.
I must admit that I have a very little check on the Daniel Craig's James Bond movies. Even though I've seen all of them except the last one, Inspector, I think they are. I have a hard time seeing them as James Bond movies. I see them as good action movies, but there's something missing when it comes to them as James Bond movies.
You didn't see the last one, No Time to Die?
I haven't yet. No, I haven't got that possibility yet.
I really enjoyed it, but I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to spoil it.
I already know that he's presumed died.
Well, he doesn't really die.
We don't know that yet.
No.
Let's just say that when James Bond returns, they might as well do a reboot.
Yeah, of course, the newer James Bond movies, they weren't written by Ian Fleming either. And
no, that's not impossible because he died. He died way even when Pierce Brosnan did the movies.
mm-hmm.
But before the actual title sequence in that one, there's a really cool stunt he does when he jumps a motorcycle over the wall.
The problem I have is that they're having. I know this might be. I know that might be for us who are nerds, but I have hard time seeing that all of a sudden this James Bond is supposed to take place in the modern day. No, it's supposed to take place when James Bond became Casino Royale with Daniel Craig is supposed to take place when he became a 00, when he got his first mission and so on. And still it is supposed to be in modern day with the same M. Judi Dench as in the last one with Pierce Brosnan. And I don't, it totally blurs away all of the facts that you have been seeing in the previous movies, and I have a hard time seeing that.
Yeah, I can understand that.
It's not chronological in storyline wise.
I remember when I went to see it a second time, I went with my friend Mike, opening night to see Casino Royale, and we both enjoyed it. Then I went the next week on Tuesday with my dad. My dad thought Daniel Craig was a really good Bond. He says, "Man, he's built like a brick shithouse."
I thought in Casino Royale he was a very weak Bond, but it's supposed to be his first mission, so I don't know.
And my dad said to me, "I really liked this movie. It was really good." And that's when he got his first Aston Martin.
Who, your dad?
No. Bond. I wish my dad had an Aston Martin.
So that is why I think that Daniel. I said that Daniel Craig. I'm happy that there might be something new right now when Daniel Craig is gone, but who knows? They might destroy it even more.
Maybe, who knows? But I love the Bond films for what they are. I enjoy them.
But that doesn't mean that I think that's the movement. Some of them, I think Quantum of Solace is a great as an action movie. I think Skyfall is a great action movie, no doubt about it. But a hard time seeing them as James Bond movies. They feel like an average action movie by an average agent.
And then, like in the late 70s and into the 80s, they had competition for me for action movies because I liked that competition with Chuck Norris movies.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you're probably gonna laugh at me for this, but you know what? I think the one that really blew my mind was GoldenEye with the action in it. I thought that was like, wow. When he's jumping into the plane's going down as he's flying past the window, and he gets in there and he's like, and then you hear the theme song as he's like, meow, as he goes up, dunk, 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 and then Tina Turner starts singing GoldenEye. I was like, wow. I was like, what an adrenaline rush that scene was. Remember at the beginning when he bungee jumps down into that thing there at the beginning?
I don't think I've seen that one.
I've seen it, but
that was the first Pierce Brosnan Bond film, 1995, and I saw it with my dad and my cousin Kevin.
I saw it in 1996 when I was on a train back home from a youth congress. I saw it on the train.
I didn't know they showed movies on a train.
Back then, they did it anyway in the Swedish train back then.
Ah.
Just to let you two know, I'll be ending this in 7 minutes. That will be the 2-hour mark.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I have to go check on my laundry.
And I got to take the dog out again. Then I got to eat some dinner. Gonna have hot and sour soup. And then, Jorgen, I will see you Friday. And then tonight I got Patrick's stream at 10:30 my time, 6:30 his time. The Vinyl Archivist. Do you know him, Ken?
I've seen him some, yeah.
I don't know what the theme is tonight. Calvin.
Hi, Calvin.
Calvin, have you seen this before? Now I have one also.
Now he's got the complete collection.
Okay.
Now I have all of a sudden I have a couple of movies I need to edit and put out at the same time. I have 2 VSLT movies I need to do. I need to put out.
Mhm.
And I just recently put out one video from the record fair, so I have.
Oh wow, old radios. So is this a camera that you can make videos with, old radios? Let us know in the comments below. Dun, 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 dun. GoldenEye. I like that song, GoldenEye.
I think that there are 2 James Bond themes that I have a very hard time listening to. The first one is Madonna's "No Time to Die." The Madonna theme song. I think that one is really, really bad.
My favorite is Skyfall, Adele.
And the other one is the one with Kanye West. Hasn't he done one also, if I'm not wrong? One of the modern with rap.
Oh yeah.
I'm about a payday away from affording it. Ooh, lucky you. I hope you can get it, old radios. Mm-hmm.
Old radios. Does that mean that it is old radio shows?
He finds a lot of old radios and even stereo gear
Oh, wow.
that he shows in his videos.
Well,
Okay.
when my dad was alive, every New Year's Eve when we were home, my dad and I would have a couple of beers together, and we'd bring in the New Year watching James Bond movies. That was our thing.
Yeah, boy, it would take more than just an evening to get through all of them now.
Well, we'd watch one Bond film every year. That was our thing for New Year's Day. We'd stay up past midnight watching a Bond film.
I think Tim means that there are almost 3 hours now. So
Just quick videos done on the fly. Ah.
do you have a fly that you ride on?
Well, he must have to write that smile. He must have more better than 20/20 eyesight.
Old radios. Do you have a lot of vintage radios from the past? My GoFundMe is still active, looking for about 25 to 50 to cover bus fares since I am looking for a job. Next payment for storage is almost due. Ah. Oh, he's got some vintage radios, Jorgen. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen some of them on there.
Calvin, what happened with your interview with Walmart? Did that go through or not?
I don't know if he'd want to mention that.
Oh, he doesn't have to. He doesn't want to. That's okay. I'm cool with that.
I know that there are a museum of old radios in, I think, in Stockholm.
See, with
I
me,
haven't been there yet.
he likes old radios. I like old radio shows.
Yeah, same with me. I have hard time finding time for both records and listening to old radio shows that I find on Mixcloud.
Wow.
You can find a lot of them on Internet Archive, which is archive.org.
Yeah, that also.
Yeah,
But
they're full
I
of
know that on Mixcloud there is a guy who put out older 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s radio shows from American radio shows on the Mixcloud. He put them out. Different kind of stations all over the USA.
Yeah. What's the guy's name? Do you remember?
I can send it on the Instagram chat.
I usually don't get on Instagram too often. You could send it to me via Messenger on Facebook.
I can find it now, but the problem is that it might take maybe 3 minutes instead of 1 minute.
Yeah, because I
Old
was
radios just said I got an AM transmitter to bypass windbag talk stations, and I streamed to my radios. Ooh.
This is a reminder.
Oh.
Take gabapentin.
it says it's that time now.
This is a reminder. Take gabapentin.
So with that, I think it's time for all to say goodbye. I do have to take some medicine right now. I have migraine coming on. So
There is
I
one.
hope you feel better.
yep. So
There you have one, and here you have the other one.
Yep. So until next time, take it easy and keep on rocking.
Keep on rocking me, baby. See you later, guys. Rock
Bye-bye.
and roll.